What up, everybody? Welcome to the Smoking Tire Podcast. This episode is brought to you by Race Chip. They're back. Race Chip offers plug-and-play performance upgrades for factory turbocharged and supercharged cars. Here's the thing. With a forced induction car, the factory leaves something on the table. You can unlock that at home with something like a Race Chip. You can get a healthy increase in power and torque, sometimes up to 30%. You can also get better miles per gallon. Yes, that's what tuning does. It's made in Germany. You know it's going to be good quality. They've got great testing over there. They've got TUV approval, which means that Race Chip is approved by a body for use on the street that is more stringent than here in the U.S. Every tune is tested with more than 30 dyno runs per vehicle. They have 100 car enthusiasts working in there to improve Race Chip's product every day, and they have more than 500,000 customers. Race Chip is super easy plug-and-play installation. It's like 15 minutes. It's really easy. The manuals are on YouTube, and all the engine protection mechanisms remain active because it doesn't modify the ECU itself. Very easy to go back to stock, and there's a 5-year warranty and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Hit up Race Chip Tuning on Instagram. You see, in Europe, tuning is called chip tuning. That's why it sounds a little weird. Tuning is called chip tuning there, so it's like Race Chip Tuning. It sounds a little weird, but that's how you remember it. It's chip in the middle. Race Chip Tuning. Then on YouTube and Facebook, of course. And if you want to increase the power of your car in a healthy way, hit up Race Chip for quality from Germany. Go to racechip.us. That's racechip.us and use code SMOKINGTIRE to get 10% off your order, limited to 1 tune per customer. Racechip.us, code SMOKINGTIRE for 10% off. And guys, how about that Brio Beardscape joint, bro? I've actually had a couple people thank me publicly on the YouTube comments for turning them onto the Beardscape. You know why? Because it's a beast, and they know it. When they try it, they're like, oh, Farrah wasn't just reading that script. It actually is a beast. I just used it. It's weird. I used it right before I read the last ad, and that's because I use it once a week, and I read the ads on Fridays. That's when I shave. Everyone owns a trimmer, and most of them are terrible. Most people you talk to won't be like, man, I love my trimmer, but I love my Beardscape. It's got this ceramic blade that stays sharper longer than a stainless steel blade. It also requires less care and oiling because it won't rust, folks. It's got a beast of a battery with a really clear display showing you how much is left, so you never get caught off guard by a dead battery. This battery, for me, it goes like a year. If you shave every day, it won't go a year, but if that's like 50 to 60 shaves for me is a year. It's quiet, it's powerful, it charges overnight, and then it lasts for a year. It's light, it's very portable, comes in a great case. Guys, it's time to upgrade to the Beardscape. Go to Brio4Life.com. That's BRIO, the number 4, life.com. Brio4Life, code SMOKING at checkout. Brio4Life gets you the best price on the internet. Brio4Life.com, code SMOKING. How about that Auto Tempest, John? You might notice Zach's been using Autotempest.com on the show to show vehicles. That's because we love Auto Tempest. It searches all the sites at once, people. There are so many sites out there. People are always starting new ones. Everyone's always got a brand new idea for what the best car selling site needs to be. Here's the thing, guys. You don't need to make one that is the best. You need to make one that looks at all of them. That's what Auto Tempest does. It looks at all the car sites at once, so you only have to type in your search criteria one time, therefore saving you time, therefore saving you money. That's how it is. It's Autotempest.com. I use it if I'm browsing for a car. I use it if I want to see what the market's doing. And I use it if I'm looking for something specific because it saves me time and saves me money. At Autotempest.com, they are our homies. We love them. Please use them. Thank you. Lastly, so your check engine light comes on. What are you going to do? Step one, you grab a Blue Driver Pro Scan tool. Why? Why do that? Because it gives you knowledge. It gives you education. You don't even really need to know anything to get the scan tool. All you do is plug it in to the port in your car, And this tells you in regular terms what the problem is, and it suggests solutions from a database of millions of ASE certified verified fixes. ASE certified verified fixes. That's a funny wording. Then you can fix the problem yourself, or you can head to the garage armed with knowledge. Either way, you're in control. Plus, Blue Driver can do so much more than just read codes. You can view live data from your vehicle, read a freeze frame and a Mode 6, do a smog check. Not a certification, you can't do that, but you can save time and see if your car is going to pass smog, and stay up to date on recalls and service bulletins and much more. It's like having a little electronic technician living in your drawer. And that's why Blue Driver is the best-selling scan tool on Amazon. Go over there and read those reviews, apparently by real people. So they say. For a limited time, take advantage of the Smoking Tire offer. Visit bluedriver.com/TST to get 10% off the Blue Driver Pro Scan tool. Don't let your car troubles be a mystery again. Get Blue Driver today and get 10% off the Blue Driver Scan tool at bluedriver.com/TST. Hey guys, on this episode of the Smoking Tire Podcast, we've got Aimee Shackleford and Johnny Valencia. This is one of these LA power couples. They put on car events together, such as the very famous Supercars on Cannery Row, which is now Supercars on Broadway in Monterey. They're involved in Gold Rush and Automotive PR. And it's a lot of people asking about this gig. And so I think is a very interesting couple to have on the show. However, with our apologies to those who would like to consume our podcast on video, we've had remarkably good luck dealing with the YouTube live stream to hard podcast transition over the last year. The technology has worked in our favor most of the time. In this one, it did not. We were not able to download the stream off of YouTube, despite Zach's very, very best efforts. And so we have to use the audio backup of the show. So this one is going to be audio only with our apologies, and see you back on the screen next week. I was driving yesterday, and did we get it more wrong than shitting on the Acura ZDX, which predicted all cars?
That's true.
All cars are now the Acura ZDX. Mm-hmm. What up, fools? It's noon on a Friday, and that means work is almost over. Yay. But for this show. What up, Aimee Shackleford?
What's up? Thank you for having me. Hi.
Johnny Valencia.
What's going on?
What's happening? Technically, Juani.
Yes.
Juani.
Exactly.
I told him he has a movie star name. Juan Carlos Valencia.
That is Juan Carlos Valencia.
So what do you know about fencing, and are you really left-handed?
Love it.
And did you kill my father, and am I prepared to die? Hi, guys. Welcome to the studio.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
I just showed you what's going to be the new studio, and then I brought you to our actual sucky studio. It's okay.
It's fine. Remember when I was on the show a while back, it was
in our house.
And on a couch.
It was in our house.
Good times.
No, I being in a studio at all is superior to home, I think. Although we were talking, me and Zach, and you guys know ACP, Andrew Cumming Picard.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's for those who don't know, he's a racing driver, rally driver, stunt driver. Mm-hmm. His most recent gig was he designed all the stunts on Hyperdrive, which how fun of a job is that?
Yep.
Make your own Ninja Warrior car course and then test it. And he told me they let him buy like an 05 GTO and put a handbrake and an angle kit in it and just destroy it.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
But we were like I went to his house. He lives in like Los Feliz, and his house looks like it is owned by someone named Nigel who wears tweed coats. And you go into his garage and it's like tools and books and like a record player and like the perfectly mismatched set of chairs and then like 2 MGs and an XKE. And I'm like, where the fuck country am I? Where have I gone? And that would be the perfect studio.
Oh, yeah,
it would be like so perfect. So for those joining us, Aimee and Johnny make car events happen.
Yes.
You're like a professional car event planners. Power couple.
Hashtag power couple.
Hashtag power couple. And Johnny used to sling Michelins. He was the Michelin hook for a minute.
Yeah.
That's a fucking good hook.
It was a good hook.
I still have the hook.
It was a long minute, too. It was 17 years.
Was you were there? You were there for 17 years?
I started when I was 7, and
Wait, what? Come back. How does that happen?
Wait, that makes you way younger
Wait, what?
than me, so you need to knock that off.
I still feel I look like
That makes me
like a young kid.
Cougar.
Yeah. And no, Aimee, like I saw you go from like working with like Gold Rush Rally to like being a social media manager, and now like doing huge like events and stuff by pretty much by yourself and with Johnny. It's like it's gangster as fuck, and people email me all the time and they're like, how do I get into cars, and how do I like do events, or how do I set up a thing, and like I don't know, how do you do that shit?
Gotta work your ass off.
Well, like, okay, so if one decides, like, I know like, a lot of people email me asking me like, how do I set up like a gumball like event, a road rally? Like,
Yep.
if you guys wanted to start a road rally from scratch that doesn't exist yet, where do you start?
You have to start with a fun concept. You have to come up with great locations. You have to come up with fun things to do. And you have to find your target audience, which our target audience has always been exotic and luxury cars.
Yeah, sweatpants and Yeezys is what we're really looking at here.
Exactly.
No comment.
and then
Richard Mille, John Varvatos, Yeezy.
It works. And then the fun part is the way we contrast ourselves is then I start coming in and asking the questions like, what's the goal? Like, why? Do you just want to do it to do it? Do you want to make money? Do you want to make an impact on the automotive scene?
Well, you have a background in corporate PR.
Which we
Right.
needed badly.
Yeah.
Myself and my business partner, Ramin, is also part of our company.
Oh, yeah, Ramin, yeah.
The Gear One agency. And Ramin and I are not corporate. We are both entrepreneurs, and we needed somebody to come in and stop us from saying, bad words or,
No, you just say them differently.
Yes, correct.
You say them in different languages.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's it. Like it's like our grandparents did. If you just say fucking Yiddish, it's like they don't even really know what you're doing.
There you go.
Instead of this is fucked, you're like, well, we're just going to pivot this particular event in a certain way, and we're adapting to a lot of new circumstances, and we're really excited about it.
Or you say
There
like
you go.
mishpuchet or something like that. Or something like that.
There you go.
So I guess it's like who's going on this event? And what are they willing to pay, and what are they willing to pay for?
Yeah, you
Right?
can honestly wing it many times, especially the further west you are in the U.S., just because there's so much of it, and there's so many people eager to go do something other than stand in a parking lot, which standing in a parking lot's great too.
It's okay.
But on the driving portion, when you talk about rallies, my gosh, I mean, Aimee can probably tell you exactly how many have popped up in the last 10 years.
There's hundreds of them now.
And it's great. It's more opportunities for people to actually get out and use these machines for what they were built to do. But then what? What are you going to do? Like, what can you do differently than me just saying, hey, Matt and Aimee, let's go drive up this road today?
Well, I thought, I did like bull run a few times, back in the day, and me and Rob Ferretti got to talking, and he went off and did this adventure drives thing, which I went on and was really fun because he's he likes to he and I agree actually that you should kind of limit the like 5 hours or less. After 5 hours, driving isn't really fun anymore. I don't know.
I'm crazy.
Some people are these bonsai.
We get people who like to drive 7 hours average a day.
I
for the
just
most
don't
part.
get the difference. After like 4 or 5, like it's just more.
It's like
back
the
pain.
Olympics. It feels like the Olympics when you get to your destination. It's you got to figure out the best car to choose. I mean, definitely we've learned that if somebody takes a Huracan or no, wait, a GT3 RS. Your back's gonna not feel so great.
Huracan, I think, is actually worse for the road tripping than GT3s. Huracans are not great. I went on that
no,
Forza
they're backbreakers.
Horizon thing. When Forza Horizon came out, they set up this like video shoot exotics road trip thing through Europe that was like sort of like a fake reality
I
show.
heard about that one.
Yeah, and the Huracan was the new car, and they really wanted the American who was going to drive the Huracan. So I was the American. And so they were like, we got you in the Huracan. I'm like, no. And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, no. What else do you have? And they're like, he thought you'd really be into this. I was like, have you ever sat in one of those? And they're like, no. I was like, I went on the press launch. No.
Yeah,
and they're like,
no,
well, we
it's
have an
not
R8. I'm like, sold.
Yeah.
Oh, great, right?
My
Anyway.
R8 is pretty. I've taken it a few times, and it's definitely comfortable.
They're comfy.
But doing it as many years as I've done it, if somebody brings a Rolls Royce, I jump in the back seat.
Oh yeah. No, the real secret to those is get in someone else's luxury car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sit in the back of a Rolls Royce.
Phantom.
Yeah.
Phantom is what's up.
Super comfortable, but it's fun. Gold Rush Rally is 11 years now. Fuel Run are the smaller ones that we do. We've branched off.
Those are like the single day joints, right?
No, we
Overnights?
now have Malibu to Monterey is single day, and we get actually much different demographics on that rally than we would on Gold Rush Rally. For some reason, it's a little bit more conservative.
No, it's just. I mean, it's probably just branded that way. I mean,
Yep.
it's totally. Gold Rush has a very specific audience and aesthetic, and it is not mine,
No.
obviously, but it is what it is. Like it
It's
exists.
been very successful.
Fuck
and,
yeah, you guys!
yeah.
They printed money. I mean, it's and there's people that are like so into it, like. All right, let them do their thing. Let them fucking
Yeah.
wrap their shit in gold. Like, all right.
What's been cool with Fuel Run, now that I'm on this side to watch is, like Fuel Run to me is like the teaser, the little small dose before you think about going to Gold Rush. But what
Or
is
a bigger rally, not
or
just
or a bigger rally. But then what you also see is the Gold Rush participant doesn't want to wait a year.
Yeah.
For Gold Rush again, so then they jump on board and do the fuel runs. So now you have like this mixture, like Aimee was talking about, where it's like the high school seniors hanging out with the freshmen, right? But it's cool, and they all hang out together, and they kind of mesh and mingle, and then you end up just having more community. It's great.
Do you think the Fuel Run got more conservative because you attached it to Monterey and
Correct.
just people who would already be going to Monterey were like, let me do this thing on the way to Monterey?
That's exactly why
Yeah, that
it
makes
became
sense.
that way. And now when we branched out to Miami and Vegas, we still pretty much maintain that crowd.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been successful. Miami was crazy. That was our first time this year, and it was a totally different crowd. Ended up being a blast, but we chose the wrong month. So we
What
did it in
month?
April. It was April, and it was
Hot.
actually unusually hot. It was like 98 degrees, 98%
like
humidity.
balls
Yeah,
hot.
that sucks.
So-
I've never been to Miami in good weather ever. I want to love Miami. I look at the buildings and the fucking Cubans and the coffee and all the shit, and I'm like, I should love this.
Right.
And then I open the door like an inch and go, and close back
It's
up.
different. It's different. We just spent 2 weeks in the Carolinas. We just got back yesterday, and
Did you get hurricaned out?
no hurricanes.
No, we somehow strategically planned our stays because we stayed in Asheville, Greenville, Columbia, and Charleston.
That's probably a nice little trip, actually.
And we just kind of diverted away from the storms and never saw a drop of rain.
Never
in 2
saw
weeks.
one drop of rain.
was
But
great.
Scouting?
Charleston was hot. No.
Always.
Oh, well, I was trying
Always
to
scouting.
vacation, but Charleston is so it's very hot. It's much
Yeah.
like Miami. So
That's a
it's the same
great,
thing.
great city, though.
Oh, it's my new
so
favorite city.
Lovely.
So much history.
Yeah.
So
and if
many
you
cool
haven't, have you
buildings.
fucked with Savannah at all too? Savannah's
Just once.
fantastic. There's some really good restaurants, and that Riverwalk thing
Riverwalk.
is great. I saw Richard Rawlings walk into a bar in Savannah on Bull Run and throw $5,000 in cash at the bartender and said, "Drinks your own daddy."
He's awesome.
Amazing.
He's very.
Amazing.
I prepare myself for a lot of laughter when I'm around him.
Sounds right.
Fucking nuts.
If I would, I could.
Yeah, he's crazy.
Definitely nuts. But
That's awesome.
Another cool thing with these events that we do, whether it be the rallies or the shows, is we own a marketing agency too, and we try and tie in all of our clients to all of our events.
Corporate
So-
clients. So, like,
Yeah. Like Michelin, we do work with Michelin. We've worked with Lexus. Who else? My brain's
oh, there you go.
Yeah,
on
there you
Jello
go.
mode.
We tie in all the
Di
different
Tommaso.
brands. Di Tommaso,
Oh,
we
yeah,
did a
Di
little
Tommaso.
bit
Are you
with
guys
them.
doing that new thing?
Up there? Yeah, up in
The-
Monterey.
The catfish car?
Yeah.
It's pretty. The pretty catfish. It's a kind of a nice catfish. It's a little
It's pretty.
P45y.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's a beautiful car.
Yeah.
It's crazy looking. That whoever made that updated Pantera, not the Ring Brothers one, that other red one is ridiculous. Although the Ring Brothers one was pretty cool too.
Yeah, that one was pretty
I
cool.
like the all carbon fiber naked EB110 that we have at our
Oh,
show.
that was delightful.
Yeah.
Who
Yeah.
owns that? You don't have to say his name.
Oh well, his Instagram is Alpha Lux.
Oh, okay.
He's-
What's his deal?
I don't even
You'd
know
like
what-
him.
I
Like
think he's a
his
doctor.
his collection now is like a lot of 80s and 90s supercars.
Yep.
Now's the fucking time,
He
dude.
has the old Vipers. He has the EB110.
Oh, this guy, huh?
He used to.
There it
have.
is, the carbon fiber EB110.
Yeah.
And he had
That's pretty
the,
dope.
he had the blue one last year. He had the blue one that we had at our show last year.
Oh, really?
He sold it and then got this one instead. But that was probably my favorite car at the show.
Johnny Lieberman was just in here like 2 episodes ago. Look at that photo.
Yeah.
That is some fuck. He should rent that for fucking Instagram. That's sick.
Yep.
Johnny was in here. He got to drive an EB110 SS and was talking about how lovely it was. And he said
I bet he loved it.
He said he couldn't believe how great it was to drive. Which is,
He's a big Bugatti fan.
Johnny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still am too. I mean, I used to work with them a lot, and you learn more about the car.
Have you driven a 110 ever?
I've never driven a 110.
Man, I'd love to have a go in one. Veyrons are fun, but they're not like. I don't know. They never really did it for me. They're not like fizzy, I need a little zzz.
Yeah.
I would never want one per se, but I mean the whole mechanics behind it's kind of cool. But the EB110 to me is the best.
Dude, 12 mechanically linked throttle bodies. Yes, please.
Yep. Sign me up.
Yeah, you ever see the video of that linkage moving? That's
Yeah.
the shit. That's one of the coolest
That's
things
my
ever.
appreciation for them.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
Is
not
that-
something I would want to have for a daily.
No, I like this guy's. This guy's got some fun cars though.
He does.
If a bunch of these are his, that guy's got some shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you know what? People, these hypercar owners, we're very appreciative. They always bring their cars to all of our events. Those Koenigsegg guys.
Those guys are everywhere. Those like the 4 Orange County Koenigsegg's.
Yeah.
They roll in a pack.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're great guys. They one of them's racing right now at Laguna Seca, Jeffrey Chang. They let us use their cars for everything we do, and we're very appreciative to have these owners do that for us because that helps our shows look badass.
It's
definitely.
What are the names? Thor, and
Vader.
Vader, yeah, Vader.
Those are the two.
Those are the two, right?
The
Draken?
The one of 2 FEs, the final edition one.
Yeah.
Draken? What about
Dra-
Draken?
Draken.
Is that another one?
Yeah.
You've got
you
Draken.
They have
Remember
a
that
man
Draken
car
thing?
garage, and they have like 15 fucking Koenigsegg's in that garage. It's crazy.
It's just so like, that's so crazy. Like,
It is crazy.
people have too much money. I mean, I'm,
It's crazy. But
I like
again,
nice
we're-
shit too. I'm not,
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't throw that big of a stone from that small of a glass house. But
Yeah.
It's great to have a mixed collection. I mean, we've got such a mixed collection of cars. I've got my first gen R8. We've got the Mercedes outside. We've got a Miata.
nice little C63 they had here.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Who's got
And
a Miata?
Me. I'm so
When
excited.
did you get a Miata?
Because I want to race.
Oh,
on
you
the
bought a
track.
Miata race car? You got
We bought it stock so
Uh-huh.
that I can learn. Okay, so I'm not super mechanically inclined,
That's
and
okay.
I now I'm starting to be. He's been teaching me how to do all kinds of things, explain what we've done to the car because I don't want to fuck anything up on the radio.
what generation of car?
NB.
Oh, okay.
So an 02
That's
special
Aimee
edition.
sized.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, I love it so much.
Aimee sized.
That's great because other people will be like, "Hey, Amy, can I drive your car?" It's like, sorry. You're 5'7", you can't fit.
Or even better, like we'll throw in a fixed bucket with like
Yeah.
no rails just for you, and then no one can ever drive your car.
There
I
you
use that
go.
excuse
I
a
like
lot
that idea.
for my cars. I'm like, sorry, seats bolted down.
Yeah.
If you're not 6'3", fuck off.
Yeah.
He
So-
did.
So wait, what did you do to it?
So we've got it stock, and we're prepping it for racing. If you want to explain everything.
Well, a few years ago, back in like 13, when I was at Michelin, I was trying to get more internal exposure to be able to get into that final role in marketing that I was in. And I was like, well, one way, I need to go race. I need to go buy a car and do something. That way I can get a little bit more, cred on that. So I picked up an E36 M3, built it to be a hill climb car. I'm like obsessed with hill climbs and with
Because they're awesome.
Yeah, Western North Carolina mountains. You've got SCCA does sanctioned hill climbs.
Really?
So I
We
built.
go do some North Carolina hill climbing.
Yeah,
maybe.
that'd be rad.
So they have one called Chasing the Dragon Hill Climb, and they do it a couple times a year.
Is it on Tail the Dragon?
So it's just off the tail of the dragon on an amazing road that actually ends at an overlook. So they just basically
Really?
take that road for a weekend. And
Here's the road. What's that road? What's the road called? Joyce Kilmer Memorial
Yep.
Park.
Yep. So I jumped on board with those guys and built a E36 M3 to take up the hill, and ended up actually running time trials like the full season. So we did tracks like Road Atlanta, Barber, CMP, those kind of things, and through that helped out my driving skills, obviously, and whatnot. So like Amy's like, I want to do that. So
Yeah.
now my car's here in Southern California. I'm like, I want to go track it. I don't want you to just come with me and watch. That's boring.
Oh.
So,
I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's
Oh,
a
there it
Miata.
is, yellow.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a nice car. That's like a really
He
nice
found it
looking
for me.
one. Yeah.
So I found it on
What
Facebook.
body kit is that?
Marketplace. It's the
It's the-
SE. The
Oh,
SE.
special
Special
yeah.
edition.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Those are nice. Are those stock wheels too?
Those are stock wheels.
It's a really
Which-
nice looking car.
We bought new wheels for
You're
the
gonna
track.
put a roll bar in that, right?
Yeah, I'm going to throw a hard dog in there.
Yeah, you gotta.
The KWs are getting installed now. We're getting a few leaks addressed, and it's got a fresh set of tires on it. And, it's like,
Perfect.
hey, go take it and
all you need.
learn
Yeah.
momentum.
Yeah. yeah.
I love the car so much, like
They're-
more than all my other cars.
They're really fun, aren't they?
Yeah, that's such
They're a
great-
blast to drive.
Well, and this is my first older car that I can sit there and like, if I accidentally, fuck something up on it, I'm not going to cry. If I screw something up on my R8, it's
just breaks you.
It's a big cost.
Yeah.
Whereas on here, I can go on eBay and order the part and replace it. It's
Totally.
really cool to be able to do that. It's
Yeah,
a hands-on experience.
Yeah, and once you get some like comfort with the track, you should rent some seats in like Lemons and Chump Racing.
Yes.
It's like it's real. I know people who literally they're professional Lemons and Chump team operators, and you just like, here's $800. I'm racing with you for the weekend. Like,
That's fine.
And then they have a car and they have a crew, and like, it's great. It's a lot. We did. It's great fun.
Yeah.
And and the first couple of times you get on a racetrack in an active wheel-to-wheel race, it's pants shittingly terrifying.
okay.
And then you do a 90-minute stint, and you're comfortable, and then you're a race car driver.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And then it gets really addictive and really expensive.
Well, that's why we bought a Miata too for my first car instead of a Porsche or a BMW. I
Oh,
said,
yeah.
let's do this first so I don't
No,
wreck a
you're
BMW. And
You're starting in the right place.
yeah, no,
And the
we're
consumables are really cheap too, which is like the whole thing: operating, buying,
Oh, yeah.
repair, all of
it's
it.
so much cheaper than
Yeah.
all the other cars. And again, I've only had European cars, and now we have Japanese cars. We have a nice mix of cars.
Do you have any American cars yet?
Sorry,
There
not yet.
you should find
Might-
one. There are some worth
Yeah.
buying.
Yeah.
You should find one. Yeah, at some point.
Yeah, I liked your old LX.
The Fox body?
Fox
Yeah,
body.
that
I'm
was
sure
cool.
that guy would be happy to sell it to you.
If I get an American car, I want like a car from the 60s or 70s.
Totally.
Like, that's it. I want maybe
they
an old
are-
Caddy or
If you want something that's like a driver, that's not a total it could be perfect and look like it just went off the showroom floor. But if two different numbers don't match, it's $35,000 instead of $100,000, or even less. I mean, numbers matching versus not, like, so many muscle cars are just like ready to drive, no problem, have fun with it, do whatever, and they cost nothing. And like the ones that are like the ones you shouldn't drive because they're like,
Yep.
that those are a ton. But if you want a muscle car, like there's all the muscle cars in the world are out there. Go buy one.
If we get one more car, then I guess we'll just have to call you up
You
when
have
you
to
have
start
your
with
place
me.
done
Start
because
with
we don't
me.
have any more room.
Yeah.
We'll come get you, hit you up for storage. But again, having all these different cars has helped us get into different markets instead of just exotics. We're looking into the Japanese market. It's time to
Dude,
expand.
let's
and
do a
have
little
more fun.
JDM only fuel run.
Yeah.
Let's call it
Ooh.
like. I have an idea. Let's
Call
just
it
call it
momentum.
the right-hand drive,
Oh,
where you have
fun.
to
Hold on.
bring a right-hand drive
I'm
car.
gonna pull GoDaddy up right now and secure that
Secure
one.
that
I'll give it.
range.
You heard it here, folks. The righthanddrive.com.
Wow, and I don't know if you saw too as you were scrolling around, we picked up a Daily Driver 19 Corolla hatchback
I didn't see
and
that, but
have
Yes.
completely JDM'd it out.
oh, there you go.
Um,
Like, did you actually go buy it?
yeah,
Yeah.
there
Oh,
it is.
they
Look at
didn't-
that thing.
Oh, look at that. You have
That
like,
exhaust is aggressive.
action photography have done of it.
Oh,
So if it's-
everything.
look at that Lexus style.
Yeah, exhaust, quad exhaust.
Is that
It's
one
so
pipe per
fun.
cylinder? What is this, a Bugatti?
But the cool part is we've been disconnected, on the marketing agency side from some of these other, markets. So the JDM market, and I'll tell you
They're
what
thirsty.
what got me started back in the 90s, I had an 89 CRX SI that I swapped a B16 into and threw a 60 shot of Zex nitrous on,
Yes.
and I went import drag racing, and that was my thing.
Yeah.
And that
What'd
was
you
my-
run?
In that?
Yeah.
Oh, it was like high 13.
High 13s and a sprayed CRX.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
great.
But it was a blast.
Actually pretty good.
It was a blast.
It's pretty quick.
Yeah. But, back then it
Yeah.
was like late 90s. But
Were you on MTV's True Life? I'm a Street Racer, because that's like what they were.
no, I wanted to
They were
be.
wearing like 90 Civics.
That was your dream?
I wanted to be so bad, but no, that was like where it got me started. And now seeing that there's some of that coming back with these little hot hatches and whatnot, it's
Supra.
fun. Yeah, and the Supra, and it's cool to get back into it. So what better way than to fit in and actually do some of these things and go hang out with them.
I needed a daily driver, so I chose. And I can't have a normal daily driver. So
No, that's all right.
Yeah,
I went,
yeah.
okay.
Dude, the Corolla XRS. Do you guys remember the XRS
Oh, yeah.
from like 06 with the
yeah.
Elise engine in it and a
Yep.
6-speed and a limited slip diff? I drove one of those, and it was DL so fun. Like, Zach, can you look on Craigslist and see what an XRS
There's one for sale.
is going for?
Wasn't that the era when they also had that badass RAV4 with like that really strong V6 or something in it?
There might have been the 3.5
Yeah.
V6 RAV4, which was uncharacteristically fast as well.
Yeah, it was stupid fast.
Yeah, no, I drove one of those that a guy put like coilovers and like good wheels and tires on.
Yeah.
And I swear it would keep up with an STI up Big Tahunga. Like, I
See?
swear.
We've got good wheels
Yeah.
and tires on ours, Corolla.
Yeah.
Michelin's?
You got an XRS?
I gotta find that trim.
Okay. Yeah, the XRS is that's gonna be tough to find.
Yeah.
Man, going on eBay and all those sites that
Auto
got cars for
Tempest.
sale is
Auto
so
Tempest.
evil.
Oh, I
It's
love
so
Go on
Auto
evil.
Auto Tempest. They search all of them at once for you.
All your Craigslist.
That's how we
everything.
do. Then they compare results to Auto Trader. There it is.
Yeah.
What is that one? What's at the top? The blue one.
$500 current bid. It's on
Fuck outta
eBay.
here.
How much
On
time's
eBay.
left?
That one's 4,400 for a Matrix XRS. The Matrix XRS is what's up, because then you get the hatchback.
Yeah.
Wait, what were you talking about?
The Corolla,
Corolla.
it's the
My
same
bad.
thing. Just pull up that Matrix. Let's see what that's about. $4,500 for, if you guys don't know about the XRS, it
Wow.
got the 2ZZ engine, a 6-speed manual, and a limited slip differential. That's the
Clean.
Elise engine. It comes on cam. The VVTi kicks in at 6, and the motor goes to 8250. This is in a Matrix.
Wow, that's
That's,
crazy.
It is a manic, fucking crazy engine that's like super fun to beat the absolute balls out of, and it could take it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That'd be a really fun daily.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah.
So get
Darn
this
it.
fact of the day: the new Corolla hatchback in the manual has rev match.
Don't you take pride though in doing it yourself?
Oh yeah, of course.
You
But
know?
it's so. I'm like, why did they choose this car? This little 100 and
I think it's just that
horsepower?
easy to program now.
think it's
Maybe
really
right?
easy to
It's just all
program.
everything's electric, so it's fine.
Yeah, the car's got to. Car's probably drive by wire, so it's probably
Yeah.
super
Yeah.
easy to do.
But what's amazing to see with this car is tons of people are buying this Corolla hatchback and modifying it immediately. So,
Yeah, you see Larry Chen's did like SEMA build. He did a cool one.
Yeah.
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 I liked his a lot.
He did a really cool one.
Super-
Yeah.
super
Did you see,
street
can you pull
head.
up Larry Chen's Corolla? I think they gave him a dollar car though. I don't think. But look at that with the crane on it. I mean,
That's
that's
cool.
fucking fantastic. Yeah, he
That's
turned his into a
wild.
camera car. 1552 wheels. That looks great.
Yeah, that
you should
looks
get the
awesome.
fog lights like he's got.
Yeah.
Oh, we plan to do
The
fog
rallies.
lights.
The
We've
rally
learned
lights.
more fog lights is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've learned this with the 911. Many
Oh
lights.
yeah, definitely learn
Yeah.
with that.
My line of 911 has a unibrow.
It does, but it looks cool.
Lights.
It
Yeah,
looks
it's
cool.
amazing.
We're gonna have fun with this car. You know, it wasn't super expensive, and the parts are cheap. And
Yeah.
we've actually been working with one of our clients has an app called ModFind, and we're trying to help them out. It's an app where you can buy and sell car parts. So
Oh, cool.
We've been listing
Like person to person or brand new?
Person to person, brand new. The unique thing about it that's really interesting to us that made us want to like jump in and be a part of it is that it has the actual thing called a kickback. So, for example, and this actually happened already. Someone on the app sent me a link of an item that was on there. So you know how people tag
Yeah.
you or on something
hey
that you
Matt,
like.
buy this.
Yeah.
or-
Yeah. So he's like, hey, look, it's a windshield, to block the sun out when you park your car on the C63S.
Sunshade, okay.
Sunshade thing. And, it's like $60. And the seller put what's called a $5 kickback on it,
Oh,
which
so if
means
you
that
share it-
if I buy it from his link, then he automatically gets $5.
That's cool.
So there's items on there that have $100 kickbacks, $200, $10,000 set of wheels or something.
Yeah, so we have like
it's pretty cool.
Almost an entire garage full
Turn
of things.
everybody into your commission-based salespeople.
Yeah.
It's not so bad. I kind of like. Do they do well?
Yeah, it's done
brand
great.
new, and they have like I think 3,000 users about already. Button Built just listed his 355 leftover car parts on there yesterday.
How interesting! I wonder. I have the stock interior, the seats, front and back seats, and door cards for my 911 are sitting at Lee Keen's warehouse.
Yeah,
that's pretty much what the app's for. There's Diablo wheels on there. Wasn't there gold Diablo wheels?
Someone sent me a link to a set of gold Countach wheels, but they were not for my year.
Yeah,
they were for a 400S actually, which is much rarer than mine. Let's go back to events real quick because I think what people want to hear about. What is the worst disaster that's ever happened on one of these events where something just went fucking horribly wrong and you had to clean up a complete disaster on the fly?
I'd say, I mean, we've been fortunate. We haven't had any super terrible things happen.
I didn't necessarily mean crashes, by the way.
Oh, no. I was thinking
referring
hotels.
to like organizational issues and stuff. Yeah.
This last Gold Rush rally, in which I wasn't there. Sorry, sweetie. He got stuck dealing with it. The air conditioning went out at the hotel on a whole floor, and most of our people were on the floor.
Oh, I've got a better story than that.
Oh, and the parking lot, they moved the parking lot. This is the same hotel from like right next door to like, 8 blocks away? So everybody had to walk.
Yeah.
And I was in Chicago setting up for the second half of the rally because we offer a first and second option. And I finally just turned my phone off. I'm like,
nothing I can do about this.
There's nothing I can do.
Oh, wait, you said you had a worse one.
I've got a more drama-filled one. This is from my previous roles coming out to California. So, Matt, you joined me on some events when I was on the Michelin Pilot Experience and things like that. I was hosting a big group of, automotive personalities and influencers in Monterey one year. And it was like on Thursday, we had gone to an airport to do some driving activities. And of course, everybody's got their cameras out and filming and capturing content, which is great. However, a couple of guys decided to take the approach of heavily making fun of one of the other guests, but kind of in a joking manner. But when they produced the video that came out the very next morning, it was in a more attacking manner.
Oh, no.
So, of course, we get on the bus, and on the bus heading over to one of the events.
Real awkward.
Yeah. I think, we went to a work. So we were at Workshire Union, the Porsche Club event out there. And all of a sudden, there's like massive, MTV reality show drama happening by our booth. And it's like, bitch! Yeah. And it's like, whoa, what's happening? And of course, we get drug into it. And it's like, what are you going to do? I'm like, what do you mean, what am I going to do? Can you guys like shake hands and like brush this off? Or can you pull the video? I'm like, I don't care, just...
You're like, I just arranged the event.
Yeah.
What you guys do here to each other.
Right. It's like, can we figure out a way to be amicable and,
I know who you're talking about.
Do this the right way.
So crazy that somebody would shit on another person on a press trip and then air the video while they're still there.
No, not only that, but we had like 2 more days together.
It's so crazy.
Oh my gosh, it was unbelievable, extremely awkward. We're trying to come up with ways to, settle everything and keep everybody happy. And at the end of the day, we did, of course.
Yeah.
To paraphrase Bill Burr, it's like, it's because you can't hit people in the face anymore.
Exactly. But, with what Aimee was saying is there's so much that happens, behind these curtains that to us, it feels like, oh my gosh, we had such a major incident, but we do everything we can to cover it up, public facing or whatnot.
I remember one more quick thing I'll tell you really quickly. This was on Gold Rush 7 in Austin. We have this group that sometimes does a rally. They don't do it every year. They're called the Lit Fam. They're from Florida. They did the Trump Aventador one year. They did a naughty and nice Lambo. And on the right-hand side, they put Disney characters and princesses and stuff. And on the left-hand side, they put them all as porn stars, like naked.
It's pretty funny.
They're pretty wild. Good times. They decided to put stink bombs in the hotel room.
No.
Yeah, at like 3 a.m. So we all had to evacuate the hotel, and
Whoa!
yeah, and poor Ramin, he actually had to deal with it. He was almost in tears.
That's the worst.
Yeah, we had to put those people in a different hotel, and he had to apologize to everybody, and we didn't sleep that night, and we were racing at Coda the next day. So,
Dude, that's a pretty dick move.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
Yeah, that's tough.
saran wrapping someone's car, like, is funny.
Yeah.
Like, bombing the hotel, that's not a good idea.
The problem needs to be solved more easily. Like, your prank, however long it takes to solve the problem is like, it's actually worse.
it is. The only difficult thing with pranks is, even to this day, I think it was this group called the Lit Fam, but I'm still not 100% sure it was them, and I don't have proof. So
Oh no!
I don't
So you
technically
can't like
know.
you can't
I
like blacklist. You can't punish. You don't
Yeah.
know.
I mean, the hotel was like, the alarms were going off saying, attention, attention, please evacuate hotel immediately, for like an hour. It was screaming that over the...
The problem
Yeah.
with all of these events, I mean, there's no way around it, is putting on car events is you're wrangling children. I mean,
Correct.
Yeah.
There's no, and whether it's the gumball or a charity fucking drive that's 20
Still
miles
happens.
long,
Yep.
or the Millia, it's children.
It
Oh,
is.
yeah.
I
The
see
stories
things
I
happen on
hear
all of
about-
them.
I mean, think about when, like, we just finished Exotics on Broadway, which
Yeah.
was unbelievable. We're so proud that the city and everyone in Monterey turned up, even though we
Yes.
moved.
Thank you, Seaside, for accepting us.
Yeah, but
That's you should tell the story after this about how one person can fucking fuck it up for everybody.
yeah, absolutely. So the one thing with the event, and talking about quote unquote children,
Yeah.
is we're bringing in all these cars. We're trying to part the sea of people to let them drive in and get their rock star moment driving through, and then we put them in their parking spot, and they're like, "No, I don't want to park next to him." Like, no,
Seriously,
no.
I'm
What do you mean? No, I don't want to park next to that car.
And we got
Can you move
corporations
him? No, he's not even here. The
We've got
car's
sponsors that do it too.
Was it was it an individual, like, because of an individual beef, or because they felt the car was beneath their presence? Was
Both.
it, really?
Probably
Both
both.
reasons have happened.
Hilarious.
And then we get companies that don't want to be near each other too, and I'm like, are you kidding me?
That makes more sense if they're like competitors in any
If
way.
they're competitors,
but if they're
yes, but
individuals,
sometimes
it's like,
they're not competitors.
Right.
It's just because they don't like each other.
I
Oh.
had, at some point in the last 3 years, I had a manufacturer tell me specifically that their press vehicle was not to be photographed with any other press vehicles in the shot.
Oh wow.
And I was like, well, what if I go to Cars and Coffee and there's like someone from one of these other manufacturers, not a journalist, but just a guy who's got, and they go, hey, you can't control Cars and Coffee, but like, who's driving press cars, and
Yeah.
it better not be. And I was like, but it's not, I'm not doing comparison tests or anything like that. And they're like, these are the rules. I was like, wow.
Wow.
Yep. Good times.
So wait, what happened to Exotics on Cannery Row, and how can one person ruin it for everybody?
I'll let you speak, Johnny. I'll just get us in trouble.
Oh no, we're
I don't
open
want
here.
to. If you want to decline this question,
Oh no, it's fine.
No,
We can
not
answer
at all.
this
but like, I
properly.
just think that like people are fucking selfish, and they don't understand the consequences of what acting like a douchebag at a car show can be.
Right.
So,
Right.
Johnny,
But in all fairness, it was the city too being jerks, not those just
doesn't
so-
matter. It doesn't
yeah,
matter.
so-
Snowball happens.
Yeah, so one of the challenges with the event that we put on, especially during Monterey Car Week, is that we put on the free event. So you're going to be able to see the cars that other people are paying $500 and $900 a ticket to see in an open environment in the city, et cetera, that we put on. So what's difficult with that is, there's no ticket gate, there's no entry to be able to control who comes in or who tries to come in. So we've got this great event. Everybody loves to rev their engines. That's great. The city doesn't care. Don't do any burnouts or anything like that. Well, sometimes there's folks who are I call them the curated ambulance chasers, because they curate their own chase to go chase their own ambulance to get content that 12-year-olds like to watch. So the thing with that is, we have a platform that is the hot ticket event, so that's where everybody's going to be. And they decided to show up, and we had previously spoken to the local authorities in the city. We're like, hey, we don't want these type of folks in our event because we don't know what they're going to do. We don't want to damage it.
You're talking about people with cars or just people?
Cars.
People on foot or people in cars?
People in cars.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so, while attempting to enter the event on the event day, and being declined, they decided to have a little back and forth argument with authorities, which is never a good thing either. And then upon exiting and leaving, doing...
we had some people in the show that were not exiting properly, too. Yeah, that was part of it.
Loud exiting. So all of that to say, when we had decided to kind of separate ways with Kennewick, because to be honest, we outgrew it. I mean,
we did outgrow it. That's the main reason we left. We don't fit there anymore, and they didn't want to give us more space.
But it was an equal, you know what? Good, because of this stuff happening. So we had an attempt.
It's a confined space.
It is. And they keep adding parking garages to take away, parking areas for us. So we had a great plan, dude. We had a great plan.
Had an awesome plan.
The next year, and we can definitely talk about this. We had this great plan to go to Laguna Seca. Mm-hmm. And it's like, hey, let's talk long term. You have a controlled environment, you have controlled space, you have security, you have one ways in, one way out, plenty of room. Let's do something long term to bring that new customer to the racing side, and then to expose the racing side to this element of exotic and supercars. It was a good mix.
Yeah.
So long story short, we started working on that like in December, and like 4 months went by, and we had a contract in place and everything was legal and drafted up. And come to find out, the holdup was that the city commissioner of Monterey doesn't want exotic cars at Car Week.
Well, good fucking luck with that, buddy. Yeah. Enjoy yourself.
So he kind of inserted himself and sent out letters to all the city commissioners, inclling businesses.
Does he want a limit on how new and expensive a car can be?
In almost his words is these owners elicit dangerous things, street racing, blah blah blah, those kind of things.
In the tunnel, which even my grandfather raced in that tunnel. Everybody's racing that tunnel.
Yeah, but now the cars have 600 horsepower.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so
I don't agree with the guy's stance, but like I go out and drive all these cars, and every time I come out of one, I just go, I cannot believe they let people buy this.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so crazy. You've been in a fucking 720, haven't you?
Yeah.
They're batshit.
Yeah.
You can't believe they just sell that to people. And then you get a guy who's like, not a race car driver, just a dude in Yeezys who's like going flat in the tunnel in a 720. Yeah. You can kind of understand how people might get annoyed.
And that's why Laguna was such a great solution, because it is so much more controlled, right?
Is Laguna within the city limits of Monterey, and does this guy have authority over that, or is it's owned it's a park or something, isn't it?
Yeah, so the Scramp owns that. So they were pretty much, and very fairly so, they're like, we just don't want to get in we want you, but we don't want to get in the middle of any kind of political thing.
I'm not trying to fuck up.
It was the commissioner and then the police chief.
Yeah, so we had basically agreed that, you know what, we're going to take a year off. It's too late. It's already like April. We don't have enough time to plan this event. And like in a week, we get this like random message like, Seaside will take you. We're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
How? And we got connected and started talking to those guys, and they're like, we're not them. We want you. We have a beautification project going in our downtown, blah, blah, all that. Everything made sense. And we're like, can we put this together in like 5 weeks?
Oh boy.
And you know what? We said, let's do it. Fuck it. Let's go after it. And there we go. 40,000 folks showed up, and
wow,
for a 5-hour event. So
that's crazy.
It was great.
40,000.
Yeah, it was good. It worked out.
Turns out money's green. And
exactly. So all in all, good. We're looking forward to next year. We've learned a lot at that event, and we're going to have to expand it and do other things to be able to accommodate the crowds. But our main thing with that event is, again, to bring it to the public. The public deserves to see these amazing machines that are invading their town for a week or two.
It's nice to see families come with their kids, and enjoy the show. And again, they normally can't see all these cars that are there in their town during this week. So,
and I think, Concours is amazing, and it's special, and the historic races are really, really enjoyable. But if you're like a kid. You're going to be attracted to the shiniest, newest thing probably, and that's going to be newer exotic cars. Like that will probably pull you into the old stuff. I mean,
when I was a child, I preferred the straight six engine of the 1924 Packard
Super Touring.
Exactly.
I don't like these Ferraris. Where are the blower Bentleys?
I had a Countach
kids.
on my wall. I had a Testarossa
Exactly.
on my wall.
You said I could see a Hispano Suiza.
Exactly.
Oh man, these are I like.
One more cool thing we did too at the show is something we try and do every year is either make a wish come true for somebody or do something for a kid. And a father reached out to me from Fresno and told me that Make-A-Wish couldn't help make his wish come true for his son, and his son basically is terminal. He basically only had about a month to live when he contacted me, and his son wanted to sit in a Ferrari and rev the engine and sit in a Koenigsegg and a few other cars. So we told him, come to the show.
Yeah, that seems pretty doable actually.
It was very easy for us. He came to the show, he sat in the cars, he read the engine, and I'm thankful to make his wish come true because unfortunately he passed away the next day. So
The next day?
yeah.
Fuck me.
Yeah,
Wow.
I was a wreck. But
Yeah,
we were happy
that's
to-
extremely brutal.
It was. We
But
were
you
happy
can make
to
that happen, which is I mean,
so
that-
now we decided every year we're going to do something special with Make-A-Wish or another charity because why not?
Yeah, and one well-placed phone call could actually make that happen relatively easily.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. Wow, the next day? Jesus, that's
Yeah,
brutal.
yeah. Well, and I love the car community. They had its funeral a couple weeks later, and there's a Ferrari or exotic car rental place in Fresno. I can't remember the name of it right now. Exotics, and he brought 12 cars out to the funeral.
That's gangster.
Yeah. So thank you,
That's nice of
Kevin,
him.
for doing that for me.
That was very nice.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, I mean it's a funeral, but nice thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On a more positive note.
Sorry.
Exactly.
No, that's all right.
Buzzkill.
That's all right. Would you rather do driving events or static events?
Driving.
Driving, just because you like driving.
I like driving.
Yeah, I'm stuck between the two. I love the static events. I like doing something at a static event that
like
people
Feel
don't
Fest.
expect to have at a static event. Because
Feel
again,
what?
that's the challenge, So like mixing up helicopters and exotic
yeah.
cars on the beach, that's something somewhat unique and different. Bringing like that concert atmosphere that we did for Fuel Fest, like we had autocross going on 50 feet away from a concert stage, 50 feet away from amazing vehicles showcasing and vendors.
That was cool.
And then kind of like an overdropped VIP area that just kind of overlooked the entire feel that kind of had a concert feel. So just trying to come up with like, what do we do? What can we do besides parking?
The car show is evolving a lot in the last, I don't know, 10 years maybe, like with you guys, Grid Life, all that stuff. Like it's cool that they're just
You've been to Grid Life
adding
yet?
more elements.
They've done a really good job.
Great. I love what
Grid
they're
Life, I'm
doing.
sorry I missed it this year. Grid Life's super fun.
Nobody wants to stand in a parking lot. Sometimes we do. I like going to the little Cars and Coffee, but if you're a car person that wants to do car stuff all the time, it's nice to have these events where you can go autocross your car and then put it back in the lot and show it at the car show and go watch a concert.
Because that's probably part of why everyone used to do burnouts out of car shows and stuff, and you go race is like you get amped up talking about parts in your car and everything else, and then you're like, oh, now I want to go, experience the thing we've all been talking about, and then you just tear off into the mountains or something. But it's much better if you have the outlet there.
Malibu's a good place for Cars and Coffee because then you just turn right and you're up in the hill. Like that's kind of like
God, I miss
that
that
sucks
show.
about OC is anything in
I know.
OC. It's like
There's nothing to do.
like get on the 405 for 40 minutes.
Ortega, that's all they got.
I know, and Ortega's not bad.
It's okay,
but it's
Malibu
not.
is way better.
You don't have the variety of
Yeah.
routes, and the Angeles Forest, of course.
And that show in Malibu, that's no longer. I love that show so much. Trancas.
Oh yeah, well that
was my
was the
favorite
best
show
4
ever.
months of car show
It was.
ever.
It was.
Ever. And then gone.
Yeah.
There's some little sprouts of other ones that
There is.
I ain't talking about no mo.
I love Malibu. Your coffee shop that everybody go. We love that.
Bill's? I'll talk about Bill's.
Oh no, the Malibu.
Malibu Kitchen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
is that
Malibu
Bill's?
Kitchen is Bill's. Sorry,
Okay.
I do him a great disservice by calling it Bill's and not by calling it the Malibu Kitchen. But actually, there has been something of a gathering brewing there at around 9 a.m. on Sundays. Like after Cars and Coffee ends, people go over there. which it's been fun actually. I love hanging out there.
I used to go there a lot more, all the time. I love the dogs that are there and just that whole atmosphere.
The dogs are
great. You'll be having coffee out in front and randomly a horse will pull up.
Oh, the girl with the horse.
The girl with the
there's
horse.
a girl who lives up the hill
Yep.
and rides her horse down to Bill's.
You can do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
I've only seen that once, and it was in Nevada.
Our friend Rick Radcliffe teaches at a Norco high school out in way east, like where LA fucking ends basically. And he has students that ride their horses to school.
Oh, wow.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
Remember when you were driving the 300 SL, and all of a sudden you just pulled
I
you to a
almost hit a
stop,
horse.
and you're like, "Go ahead."
I was driving Dieter's Gullwing.
Yes.
Yeah, Dieter from
Yes.
HG.
Yep.
We were in Rancho Santa Fe. I'm driving his 55 Gullwing.
Isn't that thing awesome?
Oh, it's incredible. And I come around a corner and there's a girl crossing the road and a horse, and I full locked up. And I was like, oh, I almost hit a horse in a Gullwing. Wow. Okay.
He took that Gullwing on Fuel Run, like 3 or 4 years ago.
Dude, Dieter's a beast.
He is.
I love that he's willing to
Dieter.
drive that car.
Yeah.
He's great. If you have a Gullwing, they service them at HG Motorsports
Yes.
in Oceanside.
I think he's in Oceanside, San Diego area.
San Diego-ish.
Yeah.
Or you got a Benz. He's got it hooked up. Is your guys' Benzito stock?
No, it's not.
What do you got on that thing?
So it's got H&R suspension on it. It's got VF, took it and threw their hex tuning on it. And for now, that's really all we have.
It's got a lot of power, that car.
It does, yes. It's 500 plus on both the horsepower and the torque, and it sounds amazing. And it's the new trends that they're using, and on that one is just so smooth, so much better than the 204.
Yeah, way better.
And it's fun. We love driving. It makes us giggle just because it just sounds amazing.
I had Dynan's demo. Zach had a go in it too. Dynan's got a it's called
Which car?
Carbon Concepts, which is Steve
the
Dynan's
C63.
new company.
Oh yeah.
It's like it was 675 horsepower. It was a fucking animal. This thing.
That was great.
Cars.
It turned so good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just had the M5. I went out this morning with Bozy. He had the NSX, and I went out on the M5 this morning. That thing is crazy fast, and none of the outside world comes inside.
Nope.
It's like so quiet and just like, but like you're going 150 miles an hour.
Is it hard to judge your speed and stuff because it's so quiet? You feel things through the steering wheel, all that stuff?
You don't feel anything through the steering wheel, but you can still kind of tell what's going on.
BMW gave us the 8 Series, the new one.
Oh, yeah.
And then the which one? The M3
M3
competition.
How was it?
To test out.
How was the 8 Series? Soft. Yeah.
Yeah.
6 Series was soft
It's
too.
comfortable.
Yeah.
I get one of those in like a week, and I'm like, it's going to be a great highway.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty
The
much.
M3 we didn't want to give back.
Well,
Well,
it reminded me of the
Didn't you have an
the
M4?
LC500.
The what
850 did.
The 850 of
LC500's nice though.
Yeah, I like it.
LC500s are great.
And it
had a
sounds
blast.
way better.
That's a fantastic engine.
Yep.
So you should get one while you still can, because
Yep.
it's not long for this world, that 5-liter Toyota motor.
I love that car. We work with Lexus so many times and had them involved with our rally, and I just love that car. It's a great car.
Yeah.
The LFA is also one of my favorites.
Well, that's the game over.
Yeah,
is.
that
If you have
the
a
game
spare
over.
800 grand laying around.
Is that what they're going for now?
I think the Nürburgring ones are. I think it's like
800.
4 to 5 for a regular one.
Wow.
I
That's
remember when
always
they
those
got,
cars that people call fucking failures or whatever.
Yeah.
when
and then
they're
they end
new.
up Well, there wasn't that many of them made, so
$399.
yeah,
I believe.
yeah.
Yeah, very nice. But the
I like
LC500 is the jizz if you like that.
Yeah.
Get in the super chat if you're with us live and throw us your questions for the last bit of the show. But before we do, what's up with this Zuffenhausen?
Oh yes, we're so excited about
Remember
that.
the thing you were promoting?
Oh yeah, that. Sorry, Jack. Love you.
Zuffenhausen.
So Zuffenhausen is coming up on Sunday, September 22nd at the Pasadena City Hall, which I love that location for photos. Basically, he's created this show to invite all makes and models of Porsches, not just a specific model of Porsche, to celebrate Porsche. We're really looking forward to it. We've gotten some really cool cars that have signed up over the past week.
Do I need to sign up?
No, you're good.
I'm signed up.
Yes, you are signed up.
Yeah, I'm bringing the Safari there. And what else? Who else is signed up? What else you got?
Well, Johnny Lieberman's also coming.
He's like a featured snob.
You guys both are, and Bisimoto's coming as well. We've got,
Busy is?
Yeah, we've got a bunch of really crazy looking cars. The PCA of San Gabriel Valley is going to have their concours happening at the same time. So,
Did you talk to Spike yet?
We love you, Spike. I just need to reply to the DMs we sent him.
Oh, you got to get him to bring that Zagato thing out.
Yeah,
nice.
That's what we want him to bring. Both of the Ruby Star cars are coming.
Ruby Stone.
The
RS.
He
and
says
the turbo?
Ruby. One of them says Ruby Star on his hashtag. So I think he named it that.
Oh.
But both the Ruby Stone red cars are coming. The 911.
They parked those real nice at Luft. They had it was a real good photo op for those.
I like those colors. I like all
Ruby
those
Stone's
bright.
crazy.
I just love all the crazy Porsche colors. Even your purple car. I just love all those crazy colors.
Cassis is fun.
Yeah.
Cassis was not cool until you know who fucking made it cool.
Somebody's got to do it.
No, and that Asian girl too, whose name I cannot remember, but it's like Turbo something on Instagram, and she has a stock Cassis red car.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's got like no miles on it. It's got like 10,000 miles on it or something.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Jen is also coming. Jennifer Nicole from PCLA is coming. My friend
she did the show last
coming.
week, and we didn't talk about her 356 once.
That's her baby.
I know. She did. Jen,
What?
It was on the, Jen basically dailies at 356, and we didn't talk. Do you not know that?
Nope.
Oh, yeah. She has I think it's a 60 maybe, or 61.
61, 62.
Yeah.
She loves that thing.
It's on her Instagram. It's fucking great. And she drives it all over the place.
She's the best. She's bringing it out. Again, if anybody wants to register, registration's still open.
Right. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah. I just
fantastic.
remember Jen. I've known Jen forever, and I just remember her a long time ago saying, "My dream is to work at Porsche." So it makes me so happy that she's working where she wants to work. She has her 356. She always wanted one of those.
Yeah, and it's got an Emery engine in it. Not like the crazy, not the crazy Emery engine, but Rod actually did build her engine.
That's good.
Yeah, it's lovely.
She's awesome.
Yeah, and it works most of the time. And she buys like handbags to match it and shit.
Yes, she does.
There you go. And shoes.
And I'm so jealous that Jen gets to spec her own demo every 6 months. Fucking jelly. That's a baller fucking perk, man.
She loves her job, man. That girl's at work sometimes 7 days a week.
Well,
trying to get her to go out all the time, all of us to have lunch.
But the car show that they're doing over there was
morning shift.
Dude, it was a really good idea. I was there last Saturday, and the fucking commerce that was happening in that, dude, it would look like Black Friday in that bitch.
Yeah,
everybody was buying Porsche shit. It was crazy in there.
I'm happy because that show's like 10 minutes from my house. Yeah, so
it's nice.
Always an extra convenience.
I'm happy because if I show up 15 minutes early, Jenny opens the gate for me.
Oh yeah.
I drive by that whole line of cars waiting.
That's why the parking lot's empty when you take your photos.
Yeah.
Okay.
Smart. Very smart.
I get the early access. It's just me and Zwart get to have coffee for 20 minutes before they let
everyone else comes in.
Yeah.
And Zwart always has my favorite dog. And Lisa,
I love
flying
that
racing.
dog.
Oh, yeah.
Zuffenhausen 2
Yes.
is September 22nd in Pasadena. If you're in LA, do you have to buy tickets if you're a spectator?
Nope,
or just show
it's
up?
free. It's
Perfect.
completely free. Just
if your car registered at Eventbrite, is that right?
Eventbrite, yeah. Zoof2 at eventbrite.com.
And then after that, actually, my car will be on display at the PC in Carson the month of October in the lobby.
Nice.
So if anyone gives a shit or is going to do a Porsche experience, you can get to go check out my Safari car, which will be down there after Zuffenhausen.
Or have dinner there. They got good food.
Have you
there.
eaten their food? I've never had their food. Is it
it's
good?
Very good.
Really?
Yes,
Okay, cool.
Great for dinner.
I got their coffee once, but that was about it.
Yeah, no, it's the dinner. I mean, dining experience it's great.
Zach, go back on my Instagram. There's a flyby in that M5 slideshow. That the middle one has got a fly. I wonder if the audio came through. I only heard it on my. Turn up that sound. Let's hear what the M5 sounds like on Lake Hughes Road. Yeah, basically nothing.
Yeah.
No, it's like nothing.
Yeah.
Your car.
Well, it's better than the Project One video that's going around.
What's that? What's that?
The Mercedes all electric.
Oh yeah, nothing.
But it's all electric, so I'm not sure what everybody was expecting.
Were people expecting sound?
I don't know. I think some of the posts that people have been doing is like, be ready for it. Turn your speakers up, and then it flies by. It's like the Jetsons.
Have you seen that?
Or they're
weird,
trolling everybody. They're like, "Hey, turn your speakers up." It's like,
Yeah.
What was that weird car that I got a video of last week in like Chatsworth?
The Razor.
Razor. Do you know those guys?
We know them very well.
What's the story on that thing?
Razor Automotive.
It's RAESR.
Racer.
Yeah, it's an all electric
hypercar. Want to say it's something, 1,500, 1,800 horsepower.
1,800 horsepower.
Yeah,
it's pretty wild.
I just saw that's just a dumb little video I grabbed of it, just like driving by in the canyons. But it was electric and silent and really, really crazy looking.
Yeah, and you caught it
Crazy
right.
looking.
They just changed the color. It was red and black at the Rodeo Drive Concours, and they just decided to go with a new look with the blue.
Is there? I mean, I get it. It's fun to build crazy spaceshipy things, but like, is there really a market for this? Like, are these guys serious and they're going to build these and sell these and people want this?
They are serious. I believe they've sold a handful of them.
Have they really?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Look at the canopy, how it opens.
I know.
And it's a fighter jet cockpit, so the passenger sits behind you.
There's people out there who want to have things like this. So.
I'm sure there are, but I mean, I don't know them personally, and so
I mean, I wouldn't mind driving around a rodeo for the day in that thing.
No,
just to see what happens.
I hit them up. And they said they were still tweaking some stuff, but when the one they have is like ready to actually go have a go, I'm gonna take it out and see what it's about.
They're really cool people. The
chill.
engineer Chris, he's a really great guy. I mean, he's like super nerd in a good way. I mean, he's obsessed with all the technology behind this car.
Yeah, you can geek out with them all day long.
I was DMing with, I think, the CEO of the company.
That's Eric.
Yeah, Eric. Yeah. How many people work there? Like 10 people. It's small, right? It's got to be
It's
small.
Yeah.
And this thing is obviously totally hand built, right?
It's totally hand built. This is something he's doing out of passion. I mean, he has his own separate company, business, and everything.
Look at that. Pull that picture up. Look at this. The whole dash lifts up and away from you.
It's crazy. It's like Star Wars.
That's fucking bananas, dude.
Yeah.
I can't believe this.
It's fun though. You know what? It's fun.
No, this is theater. This is fighter plane theater. This guy's selling.
Being able to build something that you dreamed up when you were kids, pretty fucking cool.
Well, and if you look sort of around and through the bodywork, you can pretty much tell it's like an open wheel car. Basically, put it looks like that like IndyCar Experience thing, and they bought one of those chassis and just put a body over that. The two-seater IndyCar kind of thing. I mean, I love fucking crazy people like this. I hope they sell a bunch of these.
My favorite thing is all these boutique, crazy exotic car companies. I always chase them down.
Oh, what's the one that the W Motors one? The Fenner.
It came on Fuel Run.
I saw it. Yeah, I saw it.
The inside is crazy. It has like holograms on it and shit. It's crazy.
Bro, these Dubai sports car people are fucking nuts.
They're nuts, but they're, again, super cool guys. Like,
I mean, it works. Awesome. He drove it. It was an operating fucking vehicle.
They came last year and this year, and we love them because every time they come up to Monterey, you will always find them at Enzo's in Carmel, which is one of our favorite restaurants now. And we couldn't get in there before, and now that they basically live there, and now we get in there because they have great.
They just spend all their money.
They just stay there. They don't eat anywhere else. That's the only place they eat.
But it's cool also because they're proven. They drive the hell out of the car. Like before, when they arrived into Santa Monica to start Fuel Run, the car was filthy. We're like, "Where did you come from?" They're like, "We just drove here from Vegas."
Oh,
I'm like,
so
okay. And then they drove up to Monterey. They're not throwing it on the back of a truck or anything.
Yeah, apparently it's got a roof engine of some kind. It's FENYR.
FENYR.
Yeah. Is it Fenner? It's Fenner, right?
Fenyer, and then they have the other one too. It's
the Lycan Hypersport.
That was the first one.
That's the one they sailed out a fucking window in Fast and the Furious.
Exactly.
This thing it looks melting.
It's pretty wild in person. It's even crazier looking in person. But I love all these boutique exotic car companies. A lot of them don't make it. But, I just get obsessed with seeing all these different crazy things they do.
And then some of them end up building fastest cars in the world.
Oh, dude, you know what I miss? Spiker.
Yeah.
We miss Spiker a little bit.
So gorgeous.
I wish they made it. If they had another year worth of money, they might have made it.
The interior of those cars is so amazing. It looks like an aircraft, which makes sense because that was what their designs were built off of.
Oh, dude, look at Spiker's sad-ass website that looks like it hasn't been updated in a really long time.
Chris Mora. You know Chris, right?
Yeah.
She used to work there.
Oh, poor bastard.
I know. I just had somebody email me like 3 days ago that wants to sell their C8 Spiker. I'm like, I don't really know anybody who wants one.
I think the same person emailed me.
Oh,
I bet you that probably happens
is.
to you and I a
It
lot.
definitely does. Yeah.
I'm like, I don't really know anybody who wants
He
one
wanted
of
a
those.
lot of money.
He wants a, so yeah, I'm sure. Is it
Man,
black?
I'd buy one of these things.
Look at the one.
So
well, look what they
good.
did. Pull this up. Look what they did to the steering wheel. So,
Which-
top right is the original steering wheel, which is the boat tiller.
This is the
Yep.
good one.
That's the good steering wheel,
good
right?
one.
And then at some point the NHSTA went, "Oh hell no!" with this boat tiller
I mean,
fucking
it's
wheel.
insanely dangerous.
Yeah.
But this is one of the best
put
interiors.
a Gallardo steering wheel on it and utterly ruined
Ruined
it.
it.
Anyone listening, just Google C8 Spiker interior. I
It's
mean,
incredible.
You can see like it's kind of like exposed linkage of the shifter,
Oh, it's
but
the
everything is
best.
just milled aluminum. Oh, it's so cool.
It's definitely one of the most beautiful interiors on a modern exotic car.
Yeah.
It's my favorite, but yeah, you can't find those too often anymore.
No, they're
Look at
just,
look at that.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, has
We're,
it
we're showing the
ever?
airbag steering wheel.
yeah,
That just went from good
That's
to bad immediately.
horrible.
yeah, that's
Horrible. So what do we have from the audience before we get out of here? Oh, it's a short. That's okay. That's what happened to do a show during fucking people's workday. Not many questions, but that's okay because I'm going to get the van after this.
Delica.
It's time for the van.
Delica.
But first, Sean says, "What depreciated exotic should I buy and own for a year to enjoy as an experience in the Midwest? $100,000 budget." Manual R8, GT3, something Ferrari, anything else
I was totally going to say
for
Manual
a year?
R8.
Manual R8's a great one.
Gallardo.
You can drive it all winter with the right tires
Yep.
on it.
yeah, manual
Get-
R8
get
seems
use
to
out
be,
of it.
Seems to be the go-to.
To me,
GT3 would be great if you want to make a little money back. If you're only going to
True.
have it for a little while.
I mean, also 100K would get you like a 360 in a stick, which you could sell and put 4,000 or 5,000 miles on and get your money back out of. Pretty cool.
Just buy it already serviced.
Yeah. 360s don't need majors. They're easy. I mean, yeah, I think there's nothing really new under the sun. But if you've never owned a Ferrari, there's something quite special about a Ferrari.
Yeah.
The R8 in stick, though, is a good choice. Underrated, definitely, and
Very
a great value. Is yours a stick?
No.
Because you drive in traffic all day.
Yeah, I just didn't want to drive in traffic all day. My Miata is manual. I'll just keep that for my manual car.
I understand.
But I wish I would have got a stick. 'cause
Do you?
Yeah.
They're just funner to drive. And I think I believe the value is higher with the
They are.
manuals.
Yeah, they are. ANDHD says, would you recommend a 65,000 mile Maserati Coupe GT manual for $14,000 to replace my Fiesta ST? No.
I think I saw this on Bring a Trailer.
Maserati,
It's like
no,
a
no,
champagne pink color.
Get the fuck out of here.
No.
I mean, yeah, and I was like, I can't believe it's only 14.
Oh, no.
How many
that
miles
20,
does
Oh,
it
this
have?
is different.
No.
This sold for 15.
That's a
No.
Quattro Porte, and it is the
No.
color of salmon pants. It's
Poor
horrible.
Maserati.
I think you're really in for a shockingly expensive group of service bills.
Like, listen to your question, not to be a jerk. Should I buy this Italian manual transmission sports coupe for the same money that you can get a used Ford hatchback? I mean,
There's a reason for this.
Right. That's just insane.
Yeah. I
Much
mean,
more fun to
Maintenance
afford.
is not going to be fun.
No, if not, I mean, 14K manual car, nothing new under the sun here. We're looking at Mustangs and Camaros. We're looking at
Yep.
Subaru, WRXs and STIs, Focus ST, maybe.
This is like when they sell the houses like on the beach near New Orleans, and it's like 30 grand house on the beach. You know, like how many times has the flood hit this thing? Like 6. That's
Yeah.
why. That's
yeah.
why.
Also,
I think a lot of times when people want a used exotic and they see it for a great price, they always forget that maintenance is really expensive. You have to remember that it's not going to be, a Ford level oil change. You're
No.
going to be paying
True.
a lot more money, and
the fluid has to use specialized fluid and specialized this and specialized that, and like some things are the same, but like shit's expensive.
And something's going to break. You got to have that
Right.
maintenance budget.
Yeah.
It's not only is it probably going to be have more frequent problems, the problems will be more expensive compared to any a car with the equivalent issue.
Right.
and it's a Maserati, so that's can pretty much expect to have some problems. Sorry.
Yeah.
$14,000.
$14,000 Maserati.
Yeah, okay.
Yikes.
$14,000 Maserati, you can expect some problems.
Laguna Blue S2K says, I'm getting a 2016 Alpha 4C Coupe. Should I get the tune, exhaust, etc.? Is it worth doing? It's a weekend car just for fun. I drove one with a tune. It was fine.
Oh, no.
It was. I mean, any turbo car, a little off the shelf tune is going to help you. They're pretty loud. I don't really know if I would want a 4C to be much louder. Although, it's valved, right? In the 4C, maybe you'd want to go to just a fixed valve.
Maybe, but I like the valve. I thought they sounded good when they opened up when you're up top in the rev range, but I didn't think you needed to add much.
I've got a friend who has one back east, and he's done everything to it, downpipes and tune and all that, and it is so loud. But he doesn't. I mean, he wants it. It's his weekend, whatever.
He wants it loud.
He wants it loud, and it's actually so fast. I mean, that car weighs nothing.
I think it's 2,400 or 2,500 pounds.
Yeah, and
did he fix the understeer issue? Like, did he widen the front tires?
Yeah,
and
he
wheels and
did.
everything?
It's actually Robin Nario. He's a Pebble Beach judge. And so is his dad. Got a great collections, and he was able to, through a lot of different sets of wheels and the right size tire, to be able to finally, according to him, fix that understeer issue. And I followed him on many mountain drives in western North Carolina, and he can get it. It's not bad.
They're fun. I think they're really fun, and they're pretty. They weren't set up great.
I didn't like how they drove, but I've heard that if you get a really good alignment guy to do a setup on it and then get the right tires, that they're a lot better. But I've never loved them. But whatever. Tune, exhaust, sure.
Go for it.
You want it to be louder, and the tune was okay. Yeah. Last one, and then we're going to get the fuck out of here. I'm going to go get my van. Adam says, I live in a city and parking is very hard. Would you rather have a single car and keep it close to home, or a few cars and live further away from them? I work in the city center, so close is appealing. Also, hi, Zach. Time is money, dude. I don't know about you guys, but if you live in a city and it's annoying to go far away, it's probably not worth keeping extra stuff just to keep it far away.
Yeah.
Well, we kind of went through that with even our cars. We have more cars than we have space for, and we had them set up in a storage that was about 25 to 30 minutes away. And guess what? We never went and got those cars.
Yeah,
they just
never
sat there.
use them.
Wow.
Yeah, and then space opened up in town at one that's maybe 8 minutes away, and we've more frequently been going and getting the cars, and now we're doing stuff to them and driving them and fixing them up.
If it's far away, you're not going to go. You're just not going to go.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah, that's why I'm opening West Side Collector Car Storage. So if you live in the West Side, you don't have to keep your cars in East LA or downtown or in Beverly Hills. You keep them close by, and that way you use them.
Exactly. It's also great that you're close to the airport. I just know I hear a lot of people looking for storage, and they're always asking me, is it near the airport? They want it close, so when they land, they can just take their cars and go.
It is excellent, and I have free airport transfers.
So, thanks for the tour.
Thanks for coming in, dude.
That was
awesome.
Of course. To see that.
If anyone out there wants a tour, if you want to be a customer, I'm giving tours of Westside Collector Car Storage as we get near completion. Now it looks like a building now, which is good. All right, Zuffenhausen 2 on the 22nd. And where can they find info about the rest of your upcoming events?
Follow my social media, Petrol Girl.
Girl on Instagram.
Yeah, Gear One Agency. We have some info on there.
Yeah, also follow us on Gear One Agency.
I was following you. Why am I not following you?
I don't know. I'm following you.
I know, but
I don't control this.
Honestly, it happens on Instagram. It does it on purpose sometimes.
I swear I was following you.
It does happen.
Weird. Really strange. Okay, anyway.
But yeah.
Petrol Girl for all of your things, and Gear One Agency for upcoming events. Thanks, guys.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Times.
Thanks for having us.
Of course. My pleasure. We'll do it again sometime next time you have a cool big event to promote.
Yes.
Let's do it.
And of course, the safari will be at Zuffenhausen in Pasadena.
Thank you.
All right, guys. That's it. The Smoking Tire Podcast is powered by Shout Engine. Get your own damn podcast at shoutengine.com. It's easy. All you need is a microphone, a connection to the internet, and ideally, something to say. Have a good weekend, everybody. I'm taking the rest of the fucking day off. I'm exhausted, and then I'm going to Germany on Sunday to drive 992. Yay!
That's fun.
Yay. So I'll see you from Germany. Goodbye.
Bye.